morning students. Today I will teach you class 8 chapter 2 microorganism, friend and foe. Firstly, what are microorganisms? As the name indicates, micro, which means very small. So the organisms around us which we can't see with naked eye are called microorganisms. So, I have an example. If you take a moist soil and dissolve in a water in a beaker, you can see the soil particles settle down at the bottom and the water contain microorganisms which you can see through microscopes. So, these particles, these microbes can be seen with microscope, not with naked eye. That's why they are microorganisms. Next is classification of microorganisms. Microorganisms are classified in 4 categories. Number 1, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae. And fungi are of two names, bread mold or penicillin. Protozoas are amoeba, paramecium. Algae are Spirogara and Climodomonas. You can see these microorganisms on your book. As please open the book on page number 18. You can see the pictures of bacteria, algae, fungi and protozoa. Please students see the picture in your book on page number 18. These microorganisms causes some diseases, like diseases caused by bacteria are typhoid, tuberculosis, pneumonia, cholera. Diseases caused by fungi is scabies, eczema, ringworm. Diseases caused by protozoa, that is malaria and dysentery. So, the next is viruses. So, viruses are microorganisms and microbes, but they are somewhat different from microorganisms. So, microorganisms are intracellular parasites. Firstly, what does means the intracellular parasites? It means they reproduce inside the host cell. What does it means? The viruses are reproduce themselves on the other organisms, but the microorganism can be reproduced by any of the methods. So now the next question is, where does the microorganisms live? The microorganisms can live in all the conditions, in any environment, like hot environment, cold environments, spring environment or desert environment. They can exist freely also. They grow on the other organisms. They also found in the bodies of other animals and plants, or they can live in all types of environmental conditions, as I already told you. So, microorganisms can live in these 4 conditions. So, now how the microorganisms are our friend or foe? So, firstly, there are many benefits of these microorganisms. Number 1, the benefits of microorganism, in which the number 1 is making of curd and bread. So, you are surprised to know that these microorganisms are helpful in our food items. There are number of food items which are directly connected with these microorganisms. Firstly, in curd, bacterium lactobacillus is used to make curd from milk. As you see your mom add a small spoon of curd in a hot milk and the next day you see it become curd. lactobacillus helps to produce curd from milk as it multiplies itself in milk. Bacteria in making cheese and pickles. Next, yeast is used in baking industry. Baking industry means bread, pastries, cakes. As you see, you can do this activity at home. Take a bowl and add some maida in it. Now add a spoon of curd, a small amount of sugar, and then add yeast. With the help of water, make the dough of the content. Place aside for 3 hours. After 3 hours, you see the maida, the dough rises up. Now the question arises, how the dough rises up? The yeast reproduces itself in the maida, and during respiration it produces carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide fills the space in the dough and increases its volume. So that's why yeast is used in the increase in the volume of the maida. So yeast is used in baking industry. As you see, your cake is swelling up after some time. So that is due to yeast. Bacteria and yeast is used in fermentation. So fermentation is the process of increasing volume of the content. So second use is commercial use. So yeast is used for the production of alcohol and wine on large scale. So how yeast is used in production of alcohol? This process is done by fermentation. So now the question arises, what is fermentation? So fermentation is the process of converting sugar solution into alcohol by yeast is called fermentation. This activity is also done by you at home. I will explain you. Firstly, take a glass of water and few spoon of sugar in it. Dissolve the sugar in water and after that add yeast, 1 small spoon of yeast in it. You can smell the content. If you smell the content, it will be fruity smell. So it is the smell of alcohol. This process is fermentation. The next benefit is medicinal use. In medicinal use, there are antibiotics. As the name indicates, antibiotics means anti means against. These are the substances which are used to kill or stop the growth of the microorganisms. So they are antibiotics. So main antibiotics are streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin. So these antibiotics are obtained from the microorganisms. So these antibiotics also help to check the infections in animals or plants. Next is vaccination. So vaccination contains a definition that is antibodies. So what is antibodies? When a foreign body enters to our body produces such organisms which fight against these foreigner bodies. So these substances are called antibodies. So vaccines are those substances which attack or produced by the body during entering of another foreign body to our bodies. So vaccinations are powerful in diseases like cholera, tuberculosis, hepatitis or smallpox. So next benefit is it helps to increase the soil fertility. Rhizobium bacteria are the microorganism which help to fix the nitrogen in the soil and increase its fertility. Next, it helps to clean the environment. As the microorganism help to decompose or degrade the waste products of plants, animals and human beings into simple particles which help to clean the environment. In this way, microorganisms are helpful in cleaning of environment. These are the 6 benefits of the microorganism. On the other side, there are some harmful effects of these microorganisms on human, animals as well as plants. The number one diseases causing microorganisms in human. Firstly, you have to know the word pathogens. So, what are pathogens? So, pathogens are the microorganism which causes diseases are called pathogens. So, in humans, there are housefly, female Anopheles mosquito, female Aedes mosquito are the main microorganism which causes malaria or dengue virus. In human, the main diseases are communicable diseases which are caused by microorganisms. Now the question arises, what are communicable diseases? The communicable diseases are the diseases which are caused by infected person to the healthy person via direct contact, via air or via water. So these are the diseases which are caused by the infected persons. So that's why they are communicable diseases. It's spread from infected person to healthy person by the microorganisms. So next, diseases causing microbes in animals. So anthrax caused by bacterium in cattle. Foot and mouth diseases of cattle by viruses. Microorganisms which cause diseases in plants. So main diseases are citrus canker or rust of wheat. The mainly are the crops like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange are affected by these microorganisms. These microorganisms in plant reduce the yield of the crop. The next is food poisoning. As the name indicates, the food is spoiled. That is, we intake the food which are spoiled by some microorganisms and this causes food poisoning to our body. It also causes illness to us and maybe some serious diseases is also caused by these microorganisms. If the intake of spoiled food is take place, then the food poisoning is taken place. So these are the main benefits as well as harmful effects of the microorganisms in our daily life. Now one thing you have to learn in your home, that is, please open your book on page number 21. You can see a table 2.1. These are the some common diseases which are caused in human by microorganisms. You have to learn this table by heart. Also, there is a table 2.2. Here there are plant diseases which are caused by microorganisms. These two tables you can also draw in your notebook. So I have attached the PDF with this video. You can write the work in classwork as well as homework notebook. Thank you.